Well, welcome back. You can see I'm on the bank today. I am actually fishing from shore. Usually you see me in the boat. We're gonna do some shad fishing today. I know in my last video I talked about striper fishing and I was gonna do something to catch a really big one. And man, I actually had to work this weekend. I actually just got off work. It's a little after 4 o'clock, and I was able to get on the water for a few hours. So I'm hoping, you know, I can catch some shad. I floated through here the other day and I noticed there was a nice little slot, you know, a little deeper hole on this side. Didn't see anyone fishing it, and I thought it could be pretty good for some shad. So I got the spot to myself. We're gonna make a bunch of casts and hopefully catch some shad. I know, you know, some of you guys really want to see me go bass fishing, and let me tell you, I'm getting the itch. I want to go bass fishing. It's about that time where the deltas start to turn on a little bit. I've been watching a lot of the weights down there, and the weights haven't been very good. You know, and I want to get down there and throw a frog and flip, and these fish are still kind of spawning down there. They have a bunch of waves of fish coming up and doing their thing. So as soon as they get out of that spawn period and where they're mostly on their summertime pattern, where I can go flip them out or throw a frog and catch some fish, like that's what I'm gonna wait for that temperature. We've had a pretty mild summer, so we really haven't had super warm weather. That punch bite and that frog bite aren't quite there yet, I think. I'm sure there's some guys out there catching them pretty good, flipping and frogging, but I'm gonna wait for that weather to get a little bit warmer. This upcoming weekend looks like it's supposed to be about 90 degrees, so I'm thinking that, you know, the frog bite and the flip bite might be pretty good. So probably gonna go out fishing, bass fishing this upcoming weekend. So looking forward to getting out there and dusting all the rods off, you know, with the dust. I've been doing so much striper and shad and steelhead fishing that, you know, I just haven't really had the urge to go out and go bass fishing. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna get after them. I got a couple different rods with me today. I got a split shot set up to where I have a, I don't know, a pretty big size split shot. I don't know the exact weight, and then roughly a 24-inch leader, 24 to 3-foot leader. I'm not too sure exactly how long it is. 4-pound test. I'm gonna throw out there and kind of pop it down, kind of let it pendulum down river. And then I got a float set up to where I can watch that bobber or watch that float go down the river and see if, you know, wait for that bobber to drain. So if there are some fish in the area, I'm sure one of those two setups are gonna catch some fish. So with that, let's get our lines wet and try to get some fish. All right, here we go. We're gonna start off with this little white little deal, roughly, you know, 2-foot leader to a little split shot, a little swivel on there, kind of help reduce line twist, and that's from that stopping that weight from sliding down. But we're gonna start off close, and then we're gonna keep casting farther and farther out, see if we can find some fish. So we're not gonna make a very far cast at all, because these fish could be right next to the bank. Well, I think I'm gonna probably give this 30 minutes. So I'm gonna set up 30 minutes on my phone. Stopwatch, timer. So I don't know if you can see that, but we put 30 minutes on this spot to see if there's any fish here. So I'm gonna hit start. So we got about 30 minutes to see if we can catch a fish, at least at this spot, and then we'll move. That had me. I thought I had one. Just bottom. You can see I keep popping my rod. And what I'm doing there when I'm popping it, a lot of times I'm not really going to feel the bite too much. These shad have super soft mouths. And so when I'm popping it, a lot of times I'll feel them when I go to lift up, they'll have it. Another reason why I'm doing that is because got me excited again. Another reason why I'm doing that, I'm trying to keep it up off the bottom, and with me popping the rod, it just keeps it just right up off the bottom a little bit. Unfortunately, I just got hung up because I wasn't paying attention, but try to get this thing off, and maybe I'll switch up to the bobber rig. All right, so you can see my float rig just a little bit different. You know, I have obviously a float, a weight, braid, bobber stop, 4-foot leader roughly, and a little bit different jig. I have this way everyone uses down here is just a 1-inch champagne pink grub. You know, either pink, white, red, orange, black head. I don't know if it really matters, but I'm going on pink. See if I can catch one with this thing. So we'll make a few casts. Might have to adjust my bobber stop to get on the right depth, but we're gonna make a few casts. We only got how much time left? We still have plenty of time to catch one. So I'm probably gonna bounce back and forth on these rigs to see if, you know, I can figure out what these fish want. So I'm pretty much doing the same thing I would if I was steelhead fishing with this float. You know, if I had a pink worm or a night crawler or even roe, you know, I'm kind of, every once in a while I'm adjusting my bobber stop. Roughly I have, let's see, I mean, my rod's 9 foot, so I have it probably almost about 10 foot up my line. And I keep adjusting it up and down, trying to figure out that sweet spot. Because a lot of times these fish, you know, they don't want to feed down, right? They want to feed up. So like if it's below them, they're not going to like pin, like it's not like bass fishing where these, you know, bass, they'll pin like a crawdad or whatever to the bottom. You know, these shad, they like to come up and feed. So if it's right above their heads, it's perfect. Those fish will come up and grab it. So I'm just trying to readjust my bobber every once in a while to see if I can get it by them. But we only have a few more minutes in this spot. So I'm going to give it a couple more casts before we move on. I know a few of you are like, why using a 9-foot rod? And a lot of times I'm only using the 9-foot rod when I'm, you know, I'm float fishing, because I'm trying to mend my line. And what I mean by mending the line is like the current will grab my line and kind of create a big old bow, like pulling my bobber or my float down river. And so with that 9-foot rod, I'm able to lift my line up and keep my bobber floating more natural, so it's not pulling my bait, you know, and doing anything funky down there. You know, if you know what I'm saying. Like if I don't mend my line, my bobber will pretty much start pulling my bait downriver and making it go faster, which I don't want. I want to keep it the same flow as the river. If my weight is dragging on the bottom, my float will be facing, it'll be facing downriver, kind of like this, and be dragging on the bottom. So I'm trying to find that happy medium on that right spot. So far I have not found it, but we still have a few hours to try to figure these fish out. The whole reason why I use a 9-foot rod is to keep that rod tip up, to mend that float, mend that line. Kind of almost like we're fly fishing. Time is up. Time to move to a different spot. We're gonna pack up, move around. I'm probably gonna walk upriver a little bit. If not, we might hop in the truck and drive to another spot. So the other spots might have a few people. I kind of wanted to get to a spot to myself, but I know where there's some fish are at. I'm not gonna lie, I just don't want to fish around 30 people. But we're trying to find a school, you know, to ourselves. You know, a school that, you know, someone else hasn't found yet. So got to do a little homework. Got to do a little homework to find those fish. So hopefully we can find a school with no one else there. If not, well, I don't mind sharing. I don't mind sharing a spot. So let's move. Yeah, we're on, baby. We're on. Doesn't feel big. Gotta be careful. 4-pound test. Little guy. Easy. Ooh, spicy. 4 stops, 3 or 4 stops. Finally got one. Let's get back in the water. There she goes. Right on. Pretty cool. Finally got one after hours of fishing, I felt like. But it's all worth it when we finally get one, huh? Alright, let's see if we can get another one. You're fine. You're good. Oh, I got one. You're good luck. Well, a little bit better fish there. Not bad, man. These things fight so hard. They can get a lot bigger than that too. These are about average sized fish. I mean, they can get up to 5-6 pounds, and they fight so hard too. Like, these ones are just, man, they're so much fun, man. They're, like, that size fish. My rod's a little stiff, you know. I'm actually using my steelhead rod. Should be using something that's like ultra light. This is like a medium light, so an ultralight would be super fun, but should be using the other rod. The other rod's a lot lighter, but this rod works for now. There's a lot of fish here. I'm seeing it every once in a while. I'm seeing them jump. These guys have a full stringer full too, so there's a lot of fish around. Let's make a few more casts, see if we can get another one. Oh, I just got him that time. Starting to bite now. I figured him out. Yeah, found the school at least. Oh, it came off. Gosh, those barbless hooks get you. You know what I think these fish are doing? They're either new fish coming up and they're positioning right here, or they're fish that are circling. They go up, come back around, and then they hit the tail out, and they sit here for a second because they'll come in waves. Like, I'll get bit, and the other guys down here get bit, and then they disappear. So definitely fish either moving through, or these fish just circle in this deep hole, trying to figure out what their next move is. If they're gonna spawn here, or they're gonna move up to the next hole. So you just gotta wait for them to circle back around, or a new wave of fish to pull up in this section. Just gotta be patient. There he is. Right on. Never want to give up. Spazzes like Ike and Ellie. Never give up. Jeez. Easy. Jeez. Crazy. These things just fight so hard. Man, super cool. Super cool fish. So much fun. Man, don't get me wrong, it's super slow. Usually you can catch like 40, 50, 60 plus a night. You know, if you're really on a big school, you really have them dialed. I don't have them dialed. I haven't been out here in a long time. And doing this, I've kind of messed around with it while I'm striper fishing a little bit, but haven't came out in the evening and really try to sit down and catch a lot of them. So it's cool, you know, making a few casts and catching a few fish. I'm not planning on catching a lot, you know, but just to make a video, guys, for this week. I really didn't have a video for this Wednesday, so I needed to get out and make something. Like I said, I think next week, I think I'm gonna go bass fishing, so hopefully we can run into a big old largemouth. But anyway, we're gonna make a few more casts, and who knows, maybe we'll hook a steelie. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be the bonus fish, hooking a steelie. There's plenty of them around too, so let's get back on our perch and make a few casts. That's a little one there. You know what that'd be perfect for? Put that on a big old hook and let it swim around down there. See what eats it. Right on. Number 4. It's not wide open, but slowly but surely we're catching a few fish. Probably not going to give it too much longer. Probably got to get out of here before it gets too dark. Maybe make, I don't know, probably be out here another 20 minutes or so. I'm gonna set an alarm for 20 minutes. All right, 20 minutes. That's all we got left before we're done fishing. Well, you guys know what that sound is. That's it. Well, I'm running out of daylight. Man, it took me a little bit to figure these fish out. I ended up catching a couple. It was just one of those days after work, just try to get on the water for a little bit, trying to make a video for you guys. Sorry about the I know my last video I said that, you know, I was gonna try to catch a big one, a big striper, and I ended up working Saturday, so I wasn't able to get out and really focus on those big stripers. So like I said, just got off work, had to put a video together for you guys, so I decided to come out and go shad fishing for a little bit. Man, took me a little, like I said, took me a little bit to figure it out. I had to hit a few different spots, and you know, finally ran across a couple. You know, cool seeing those other guys catching a bunch of fish. I mean, they had a stringer full, you know, but man, shad are so fun, you know, especially when you get around a lot of them. You can catch, like I said earlier, 30, 40 plus, 50 plus fish in an evening, you know, and they're super fun. You know, light line, you know, I'm using 4-pound test. Main line's a little bit stiffer, and a little bit, I shouldn't say stiffer, a little bit stronger. I'm actually using 30-pound braid. It's not like you need 30-pound braid. It's just like, it's because, how's the best way to say it? It's kind of like fly fishing. You know, you have that bigger diameter line because it lays on the surface a little bit better than using a lighter line. Just loosen my drag up quite a bit. Don't want to put too much pressure on those fish because 4-pound test, that's going to break before the 30, obviously. But regardless, we had a good time. like I said, I think next weekend I'm probably gonna go bass fishing. So I know some of you guys are like, man, this guy just gave up bass fishing, he just quit. Let me tell you, no, I didn't quit. I have the drive still. I'm actually getting the itch to get out and go fishing and try to catch a bass. So we're gonna do that next, I promise. So we're gonna go bass fishing and probably gonna go to the Delta. I know the Delta's not fishing great right now, but you know, it is what it is. We're still gonna go out and try to catch a couple fish. I'm trying to keep my eyes on the ground right now because I don't want to run into a rattlesnake like I did earlier. Those things blend in really well. Don't want to go to the hospital, so don't want to step on one at least. Danger noodle. I don't want to step on one of those things. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.